on the
I mean, I
precipice
think
of a
Charlotte's
10th
going to win. I'm
championship
sorry.
run.
I'm sorry. I think Charlotte's going to win is what I'm trying to say here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm going to, even though, you know, you wouldn't think everybody's losing their titles, I'm going to say Charlotte wins it from Bayley. I think she takes it. With me saying that, I think that one of my three are going to be wrong. I don't think all three of them are going to lose it, but I don't know which one I would take that gamble on. So
Right, so it's easier to just take the spread.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that I'm taking Rollins to retain it as my risque. And then tiebreaker, how about more than 2 matches added to card night of show?
Do we think more than 2 will be added?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'll take yes, that 3 or more will be added.
More than 3?
No, 3 or more.
Okay.
You said what did you say?
More than 2.
More than 2?
Yeah.
Isn't that 3 or more? I just said it in a different way.
Yeah. But sometimes, you can always get technicalities and wording things differently. So
That's why I try to word it goofy
more
so I can
than
argue
2.
you when it comes. That's not what I said! Really, what I said, sir, was when I said 3 and then 2, I said both 3 and 2, which meant 2 could have meant 3. 2 minus 3 was 1, so if it was 1, 2, or 3, I got it, sir. Some Paul Heyman shit there.
There you go. And then I just want to talk a little bit about NXT before we hit the road, seeing as we're coming in at under an hour this week.
Woo.
NXT this week was the equivalent of an NXT takeover, in my opinion.
Nice.
There was some good shit. They flipped it last minute, and the main event ended up opening the show, which is understandable if you're trying to take ratings from AEW. You want to get it at the head of the show.
Strong. Yep.
And it's the head of the show that matters the most. So what they did was they put the main event at the beginning, got it to where the whole match was commercialless, and it ran for at least a half hour. And that was Adam Cole versus Matt Riddle. And it was amazing. And then they also ran 15 minutes over, knowing that AEW was going to have a replay as soon as they ended, so that they could get the people who were casually tuning in to USA for the next show interested in the match.
Yep.
As well as fucking over the second rerun of AEW.
Yeah,
which didn't work. It didn't work this week. But it was very smart on their part.
Yeah, it was certainly strategic. They knew what they were doing.
Mm-hmm. We also saw Finn Balor returning home to NXT.
Yay.
He's got his eyes set on Adam Cole's championship. And then at the end of the show, as Adam Cole is congratulating Fish and
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly. Yeah, on their victory and retaining their tag team championships. Tommaso Ciampa comes out and doesn't take his eyes off of Goldie as he walks around Adam Cole before locking eyes with Adam Cole as the show comes to a close. Yes. Can we have a triple threat match? Or do we do it one-on-one matches in succession? I want it to be triple threat.
But I'm excited for either one.
Honestly, I also see DIY taking on Cole and Balor at some point. Because I could see Balor. I could see Balor to join Undisputed Era in a second.
I could, but like I mentioned, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, I like the fact that Undisputed Era is all former Ring of Honor guys, and I'd love that to stay that way. I'd love it to continue to be just for former Ring of Honor bigwigs.
Kevin Owens?
Kevin Owens, you could see it as, because he's definitely a former Ring of Honor champion.
Although he did beat Shane McMahon in the ladder match on SmackDown, so apparently Shane McMahon is the one out of WWE. Why this match has happened 7 times without anybody actually leaving the company is beyond me.
I know, right? Who knows? NXT definitely
definitely had the show of the week. Best show you could possibly watch this week was NXT.
But you just can't fight against new. And even though NXT is newly on USA, it's an old show. It's a show that we all know. And yes, it's gaining new people. But yeah, this was the very first ever AEW Dynamite, and they've been killer on the promotion. I don't think there was any way outside of Hulk Hogan appearing, and even then maybe not with NXT winning. Oh, by the way,
I do appreciate as well that Dynamite's color scheme is like teal, yellow, and pink, which is bizarre for a wrestling promotion, but it makes sense.
Which is not. Yeah, it doesn't hearken to any other wrestling promotion.
Right, and to me, I guess it shows like you're supportive of your women's division by having the pink in your color scheme.
That's racist. I honestly preferred the black and yellow that they'd done a lot of times, but that's just because I love yellow and black. So
yeah.
I do want to bring up though, and again, I didn't watch it, so Paige, you might have to help me. Not sure. But did SmackDown completely screw everybody on Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, and who was the other one who was supposed to be there?
No, that was all on Raw. They were all on Raw.
But,
The Rock was on SmackDown.
I know, but
and The Rock came out and got the crowd to start a new chant for Baron Corbin because he's a super tough guy or a super tough dude.
But they announced all them guys on the first episode of SmackDown on Fox, and from my understanding, you got to see Hogan like in a backstage skit, maybe.
No,
Hogan
and Flair
like in the audience or something. And then who was the other guy that didn't show up at all that they had promoted?
I'm not sure because I think this is all misinformation because they were all.
I know they were on Raw, but they were all promoted for SmackDown. We all seen the commercials that were promoting the SmackDown on Fox, and all these guys were supposed to be on there. And from what I've heard, from what I've read, like everybody was saying, where the fuckers never showed up. Nobody's seen them.
I just think it's stupid. On Raw, they showed up and they started this competition where it's going to be Team Flair versus Team Hogan.
That's the one thing I'm kind of.
And you think that would be cool? I would be cool with it if it was for Survivor Series that was coming up, but it's not.
No, it's for the Crown Jewel.
It's for Crown Jewel, and so we have to have this match twice within a month's time frame.
But that makes sense, doesn't it? Because that's what Crown Jewel is about the old time big names.
Yeah, but they don't celebrate Thanksgiving over there. Fuck them.
Who says they don't celebrate Thanksgiving over there?
That'd be kind of fucked up, wouldn't it?
If they celebrated Thanksgiving, if they gave thanks, what are you trying to say? They're savages?
If they celebrated white people coming over to America and taking savages' land.
Well, there's a lot of countries that celebrate Thanksgiving. That's just being thankful. It's not about.
We're the only ones.
We're the only ones. Yeah, we're the only ones that turned it into a fucking genocidal thing. That was just America, like always. I don't know. I just know that I had seen all the promos for all of these big names that were going to appear. They said on the first SmackDown, Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, I know for sure were advertised heavily because I seen them on just YouTube commercials and other commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And there's I can't think of who the other person was I've seen that said they were there. And apparently the people that watched it said, like, Hogan was there, but he was like in one tiny little backstage segment. Stone Cold was like in the audience drinking. I think maybe The Rock came out and said something.
The Rock came out and did him and Becky Lynch dissed on Baron Corbin for a while.
Okay.
And then The Rock called him a super tough dude and got the crowd to kind of begrudgingly chant STD at Corbin. And then The Rock said that everywhere Corbin goes, that's a chant that's going to follow him now.
That's stupid.
But the crowd was like, they didn't want to call Corbin an STD. And so they only did it a little bit and for a little while. Whereas in the Attitude Era, they would have said it before The Rock even got done saying super talented dude. They would have been chanting STD. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, yeah.
And he was expecting that. And he had to set the crowd up really hard to get them to do it and then count them into starting the chant. And it was just like, oh.
You could tell he was really reaching.
Yeah. The Rock did not, however, follow CM Punk's request and call him from SmackDown. I don't know if you heard that. CM Punk asked The Rock to call him.
I did see that a while ago.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wasn't going to.
No, he didn't. He apparently only calls when it's not invited.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's the show for this week, and I expect a hefty show next week, just as the wrestling continues to pour in and rain down on us as we've entered the promised lands, my friends.
Oh, I just remembered, though, I do want to mention a tweet for this week, and I could not do it.
All right.
Because it is probably the most heel tweet we've ever had, and it's done by one of the greatest heels of today, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He put out a tweet that said simply, T-Pain greater than Tupac.
Oh,
Ooh.
God. Could you get more heel?
Talk about cheap heat. I just loved it when I seen that. I was like, oh my God, that's like
T-Pain's a bit of a dated reference. He could have did a little bit better than that.
It is, but...
But I guess nobody would say that. And if he would have posted like Migos greater than Tupac, there'd have been a bunch of people been like, yep, you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to defend that one.
I'll always come to defense of T-Pain when he's rapping. I don't know. Most people have only heard him sing with auto-tune, but the dude can rap.
Auto-tune shit. Yeah, he can. He just chose
check
not
out
to.
the song Mr. Downtown when he was a rapper before he picked up the auto-tune and became famous.
Yeah, he made money by not rapping, so you can't dog a person for that. But all right, Pasty. I think I appreciate everybody dealing with my bullshit this week and us having a short show and me having some not great quality, but audio. But you know,
and I think it was a quality show beyond all of that. I think we got through a lot of solid news in a short period of time, and I think everybody can be happy to go on their ways on this Saturday with everything they need in a nice little pod snack package. All right, folks. I'm going to get out of here. I got to pull out some steaks for dinner.
Yes.
Little baked potato on the side, some sweet potato poontang.
I cannot do that.
I am sorry, my friend.
I'm sorry as well.
So all you out there in Radio Land, have a steak in homage for the Fat Mac.
Do it for me. Do it for me.
We'll see you next week.
Beef out.